Hi everyone, Macsen here. Welcome back to my Master of Orion Let's Play, playing with the Meklar Combine on very hard difficulty. So, in recent videos, I've been able to start a war against the Mrrshan, and I've actually got my pretty powerful fleet all the way over to the Marindi system. At the end of the last video, I left the situation like this, where I was just about to start invading. So I got to plan this out a little bit. There's a few pitfalls that could happen if I don't quite plan it out correctly. So first things first, I'd quite like to know if there's any Mrrshan ships coming in here. So I'm going to take out one destroyer and I'm going to move that there so I can get a tiny bit of sight access. I might as well blow up their factory since that will stop them from making military outpost, for example. So I'm going to get a ship that's, well, a frigate will be more than enough, put it that way. So let's move that there. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's anything up there. To be honest, I doubt it's got really good senses like a scout has, but yeah, it should be enough. Right, that frigate then can attack here. Now this is undefended, so it's auto-resolve. Okay. It's been a little while since I recorded last as well, so I'm going to be probably a bit rusty for a few turns. So these two planets, now, as I believe I mentioned at the end of the last video, they probably aren't very well defended. They weren't colonized very long ago, but I'm not going to take any risks. I'm going to take out a cruiser first of all. Let's move one of those to there then, and let's actually see what's surrounding. Oh. Okay, well that's interesting. I can't actually attack this turn. It's because I took out the station, is it? I don't know. Oh, I know what it is. I don't have any bombs there. That's why I can't see what's there. So I'm going to move a destroyer over there as well. Right, let's do that there then. So it looks like... Let's find out what's here. So they have 3 population, 5 structures, which is, yeah, no defenses, basically. It's what I was pretty much expecting to be the case. I believe I mentioned before the Mrrshan population is rubbish compared to the Meklar, so I don't really want worlds full of cats, basically. So I think I might want to take that one now. That's planet's slightly better. I do need to take a planet now, so I can build a jump gate and get over here quickly. I didn't bring a colony ship. I think I'm going to do the same again with the other system. Let's find out exactly what's there with by moving a destroyer. So that's 3 population and 6 structures. Right, and what was that? That was 5 structures. So it's almost identical, and that world's slightly better. So I think what I'm going to do is take that world and blow that to pieces. If I take that, I'll have 3 transports left, which is probably enough, maybe, just about to take one really good planet, which, well, we definitely know they're going to have one at Firas. Right, so what I'm gonna do then, I'm going to move 1 transport in on this world. Now I'm hoping that 1 transport should be enough to take this. In fact, they don't have any marines. It's gotta be. I'd be shocked if we don't take this. I've even got power armor, I think, as well here. So let's deploy this transport. Right, we crushed their resistance. And we took the planet. So we've got a few cats. Got to assimilate them. There is an assimilation building I could make. I think I picked it up, didn't I? Yeah, the Alien Management Center. It takes a while to build and it's quite expensive to buy. And since I only have a few population points, it's probably not worthwhile. At some point, the developers have added this icon, which allows you to see if they're assimilated or not, which is really good, and also the little star features above the population points. So yeah, I don't think I really need that here. So what should I get up then? Looks like they almost finished making that cloning center, so yeah, I think I might as well finish that off actually. What I would like to do is get some Meklar population over here because they have racial traits which are much better than the Mrrshans. And I think I'm just going to blow that colony to bits then and recolonize it at some point. It's questionable whether or not I should be doing this. I mean, I would have to make a colony ship which costs a certain amount of production. I'm losing a certain amount of buildings, so yeah, it's a really debatable decision actually. But I don't have an awful lot of transports here, and I want to get them over there anyway, don't I? So, right, so let's move all of. Well, it's only really actually the destroyers I need, so I'll move the destroyers to there. They're the only ones that have bombs. Okay. And I'm not even sure I'm going to have enough to take this out this turn. No. So I'm going to have to blow that up. Finish blowing that up next turn. I also... Well, I need to get a jump gate up here. So it's either there or there. And I should probably stick a military outpost there and a jump gate there, I think. Eventually I could maybe colonize this if I can kill the dragon. I'm not sure if I'm really strong enough to take out the dragon. I haven't tried taking out a dragon in this... since the release version of the game came out. I had in a early access version that killed a couple of my cruisers, which I definitely can't afford to lose at the time being, so I'm not sure if I can really go for it yet. This space factory then, let's move that to there and get building. I could really do with a tech that halves the build time actually, but yeah, I don't have it. So the rest of the fleet, I might as well move them there actually, because I've got to deal with that in a bit anyway. That laboratory still counts as theirs, so I could blow that up actually at some point, though it's not a big deal. Right, I believe that's it for the turn, so let's end the turn. Now I've got another colony ship, haven't I? And it's going over there. Right, looks like he was deported from the Bulrathi colony, which is a surprise. I thought they would have killed him. I'm not sure if it's like a roll behind the scenes, a dice roll, on whether or not they get killed or deported. What was that? Was it population? I can't even remember. I didn't check out what it said. Right, the steel failed. So what have I got? I could do with another factory. I believe I've only got 2. I've got 1 colony ship coming out over to there. So that planet is a 232. That is not really much better, is it? If better at all. So yeah, I think I will continue to colonize that one. Let's muck around with the situation then. So with these guys, I'm going to bomb this. I've actually used all my bombs and they're not quite taken out. So I've got 1 destroyer there. I've got 1 there. So yeah, let's move those there. I can move there. Frigate can go and protect that. Hopefully I can wipe this out now. No. Looks like I need more bombs or better bombs. Right. So it looks like they're staying put there. And yeah, let's send a turn. I'm not even sure what I'm doing with my money at the moment. I'm saving up for something, I guess. Haven't put much thought into it. Okay, let's get a move on done. Colony ship has arrived, threatening fleet. Dragon again. Right, research.
Research complete. The Combine has been successfully upgraded.
Okay. I'm going for the research up there next, and that's where the advanced factory comes in, which would definitely be useful at the time being. Okay, let's do the colony ship next, and let's get colonizing here. So this is Perseus Prime. Okay, right, I know what I need to get here. Factory or the prospecting building, that's what I can spend my money on, so let's do that. Okay. And I think we're up to 10 colonies now. It's not exactly the quickest start I've ever had, but we had port planets to begin with. We should be picking up quite a few colonies very soon. So, let's get a destroyer. I wonder if it's going to use up all of my movement points by doing this. Might do, I hope not, but find out. Yeah, it did. Yeah, well that sucked. Basically cost me a turn then. There's a frigate there. I'm gonna basically be coming back round here then shortly. I think I'm gonna have to leave a destroyer there though. Right, so I've got some buildings to do. I've updated the build list, so I've put a factory in a build list there, and a transport in a build list there, and on that system I put in a civilian transport. Right, let's end the turn. Right, so I'm going to be moving these down here. I'm going to need the money actually for star bases more than likely. These two worlds I might be able to start making cruisers with very soon. We can now do something with research there. Did I forget to move one of these before? No, I didn't. They're both traveling and one's training. Okay. Right, so the trade treaty with the Terrans just ran out, and I believe I'm going to renew that. The only faction they're at war with are the
Welcome to the Hall of Cons, alien.
Alkari,
What
who I
do
don't
you
really
propose?
care about annoying all that much. Oh, got a problem here though. They don't have enough money. In a previous video I've mentioned that the annual tribute system, in my opinion, is bugged. Maybe I could have used a better phrase than that. It's easily exploitable. And this is a clear example of that. In this situation, if I were to ask for an annual tribute of 100 credits, I would have to pay, in effect, 1300 credits. The shared charts are worth 44 here. So what I'd be getting is basically 2,000 credits back in exchange for these 1,300 credits. Now it would take a while to get it back, 20 turns, but I'd be making a profit after 13 turns. And yeah, this is just, in my opinion, very, very exploitable. The human player can make much more use out of having extra income, and the AI probably isn't going to use this to much effect. I'm sure they'll spend it on ships or something or other, but yeah, they won't be as clued up on what to spend it on as a human player would be. So you can really make a huge amount of extra money out of this. Now there are going to be some cases where you need the money right now and you don't want to loan it in effect to gain extra interest. But yeah, this is definitely exploitable in my opinion, and as I mentioned before, I'm not going to be taking use out of it. Well, I will a tiny bit. In this situation I will because he lacks credits, but in other situations what I would be doing otherwise if I wanted to take advantage of it is loaning money constantly to all of the AIs and effectively potentially bankrupting them actually. You could probably do that with the way things are currently. Right, so at the moment I want a annual tribute of 10 and he should...
See here.
is
Equity
89
is
enough?
paramount
He
to the
wants
Khanate.
249. I'm going to ask for 130. Okay,
Gratefully accepted.
so he now has enough money
What
to
do you
afford the
propose?
trade treaty. So in this situation he
here,
is actually getting an
equity
okay
is
deal since he
paramount
wouldn't
to
have
the
been able to get the
Khanate.
trade treaty otherwise. We both benefit from this. But obviously I benefit from it more because I did that
Gratefully
loan deal.
accepted.
As long as we stay at peace
Fare thee
basically
well,
for
alien.
13 or more turns. You can see the money I'm getting from that trade deal under the diplomatic deals incoming payments of 10. Right, so that's done. What else have I got to do this turn? I've got a few more buildings. That planet was destroyed. Not massively inclined to... Well, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to move that frigate there. I will leave one destroyer just to protect this system. I think first of all I shall move it to there and blow that to smithereens with one of the bombs. Assume when I hit it. And the rest of the fleet can move to there. And they're going to come around there, start invading. So I've already got a couple of jump warp gates done. That one's getting done soon. That one's 7 turns, so we can move stuff over here pretty quickly when all of those get up and running. Right, I'm just going to take a second out to do these buildings. On the capital, I'm starting on some robo-miners, and on that newly colonized world, I'm getting up a factory. I'm tempted to buy it, but I haven't yet. Right, let's move this newly made cruiser through the warp gate there, and let's end the turn. Okay, looks like the humans are coming up here. Got 5 command points, but enough to make a star base as well if I need to. Right, stats has grown. That looks good to me, I think. Civil transport, let's do that later. Let's get movement done. Okay. And I shall try to bomb that again. Right, that destroyed it, good. 6 turns to do that. My fleet can move down here. Okay, I've updated my build list, so I stuck some more troop transports in, which I'm probably going to need. I think I'm going to buy that factory as well. Get it up and running that colony a bit quicker. So I've got a tiny bit of movement to do at the end of this turn, so troop transport was made there, and probably might as well keep it there until the jump gate is finished. That civil transport, that new colony could do with a new population. I'm making another one there, which I'll probably bring over to there to get some Meklar population on that world. This space factory, I think I'm actually going to get rid of this meteorite. What's it called? I can't even remember. Right, so let's build an artificial planet there. That actually takes a heck of a long time, 16 turns. That's because, well, I need the tech that's coming in to upgrade these, don't I? Let's start on this. Hopefully we still get the bonus from that, although it doesn't maybe look as if you do anymore. I think this turn as well, I'm actually going to update my blueprints for my cruiser. I think we're getting to the point now where I have enough production to basically add on the battle pods. Right, so out of the options here, I think the only extra thing I want to stick on is those battle pods. So that gives how much extra space? 40-ish, something like that. So I'm just going to stick on a ton more. Well, I could... There might be another special here that might be worth sticking on, but I'll probably just stick on a ton of extra of these graviton guns. So I can get up to 10. And how many more point defense? Perfect. An extra couple of 2 there, I think. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to have for them then. So they're 335 now. I'm not sure what they were before, but it's definitely more expensive. Let's save that and press done and end the turn. Okay, so humans moved over to there. Getting close to this now, building all of these extra ships. So there's a spy there. He's awaiting orders. So how good is this place? It's not too bad actually. I think I'm going to continue doing the steel. Oh, I can't see how good they are yet. Yeah, let's continue with this steel missions. Okay. Right, a couple of places grew. I've got stuff to do there again, which I'll figure out in a minute. Right, let's get moving. Okay, and I'll bring my main fleet to there. The destroyer can protect that. If the Mrrshans are bringing a fleet around here, then I'm going to get caught out because the destroyer is not going to be enough. It's going to be a real pain if I lose that jump gate, but yeah, I should be... Well, I've got 3 transports there. I've got a good chance to be able to take a planet here coming up. Right, got to do my production again. Okay, I've updated the build list for the turn, and if I show you Kochba, which is my barren world, I'm now able to make those cruisers, which I updated with the battle pods, in only 8 turns on this world, so that's pretty good actually. I can get those out reasonably quickly, but I'm not actually going to make that. I've changed my mind what I actually want to make currently here. If I take you into the blueprints, I've actually designed a new ship. Now, I was actually planning on changing the destroyers over to bomber classes later on, but I've decided to do it a bit earlier. So basically this is a destroyer class ship. We have 5 available blueprints currently with the ship designs we have, so yeah, a couple of slots left. This one just adds a ton of bombs, the best current bombs I have, the fusion bombs. I could be sticking on perhaps death spores, but I believe they cause diplomatic problems. That's one of the reasons why I haven't done that. So with these extra bombs, I should be able to blow up things much more quickly than I had been able to previously. I've stuck on 1 graviton cannon as well with a backwards facing heavy mount, so it can keep out of the action. So I think I'm going to stick that in a list on Kochba instead then. So I'll start to make cruisers in a bit basically. So which one is it? It is the bomber class. It's going to take a few turns to get done. I've got a tiny bit of movement left, so that troop transport can wait until that's done basically. That would take 2 turns. How long to get down to there? 4 turns. I might as well just bring it over there as well, I think. And I think there's 1 left. Okay, so that's it for movement. End of turn.
We share many secrets, you and I. Why not share more?
They've asked us this before, and I'm, well, like-minded still, so I'm going to decline this.
We find your lack of faith disturbing.
So that's
I
not great
bring
for
a deal
diplomacy.
to strengthen the bonds of our fellowship.
He's willing to give me the iron pulse beam in exchange for powered armor. Right, so this is I think that's a pretty good weapon actually. I'm gonna have to check the tech tree coming up, but it says 12 rate damage, and I believe how procs work is it multiplies the procs like a shotgun almost. So 60 damage in effect that would be. Long cooldown note, so you would divide by the cooldown to find the DPS. I think that's how it works. Range is 55, so that's not bad. Yeah, definitely want that. Powered armor is certainly not all that useful really anyway, so accept, and that of course keeps our relations up.
Excellent.
Which would have went
Together
down
we will
otherwise
bring
if I'd
down the
refused.
oppressors of the common people.
Okay. So I might have to redesign my ships actually. That may be better than the graviton guns for certain situations. Right, so Cana grew. There's a trade treaty with the Bulrathi, which I'd forgotten about. Let's renew that. Still believe I want to.
Hello, outsider. Yes?
404
The hag's
billion.
gifts are generous to do. It is an honor.
Not exactly cheap anymore.
Walk with the wild spirits.
Hopefully the Bulrathi haven't taken any or destroyed any human colonies recent. Oh, I say that, and yeah, Rion's gone. Yeah, I think a war against the Bulrathi is becoming more and more likely. It looks like the Terrans are getting the better of the Alkarians as well. And that's a stalemate by the looks of it. Right, so we've got Iron Pulse Beam. I'll figure that out in a second. Let's
Upgrade compiling.
figure out where exactly it is here. I believe it's that. Which, yeah, may be better than the graviton cannons in many situations. Okay, let's get movement done. Civil transport was completed on Magnus. I am going to move this around. Got a bit of a food issue. I was planning on making colony ship here next, but I think I'm actually going to get the cloning center in next, perhaps. And yeah, let's get this growing again. Okay. And Robo Minus here. Right, what shall I make here then? I shall make data center, is it perhaps? Got crazy production here as well, actually. But I don't think this has a moon. No, it doesn't. Yeah, I get the advanced data center in here, but might be able to make some ships here, perhaps. Who knows? Okay, let's move the fleets around then. That's got 4 turns left. Might as well keep it there. I think it'd be quicker, possibly not. Come back to that in a second. That destroyer can go to sleep. My main fleet can move in. Okay. And what I actually forgot to do then is not move my transports and stuff. It shouldn't be an issue taking this out though, so let's auto resolve. Okay, so just tagged the cruiser, which should be repaired by next turn, I hope. Right, could be a relatively big combat coming up. This civil transport, I want to get it down to there probably, but how many turns is that? That's 2 turns. Right, I'm gonna bring it down to there. Well, we'll move it over to there then. Okay, just the cruiser to figure out. I need to take a look at these blueprints, see if I want to upgrade them.